Alrighty, everyone. You are watching the Wise Morning Coffee Chat Show. Thank you for tuning in with us. My name is Jennifer Sanchez. I'm the founder of the Wise Alliance Network, the Wise Coffee Chat Show, and Wise Women. So we are here helping entrepreneurs get highlighted and show what they're doing. And we do a bunch of amazing things, both for entrepreneurs and women. I'm also a real estate investor. So if anyone's looking to sell their home and get cash for it in 30 days, no inspection, no hidden fees, feel free to reach out to me as well. So that is who I am. And I'm also a mom of three beautiful little girls. So I'm excited. I'll pass it on to my co host this morning.
Hello, my name is Ron Martinez, and I'm the co-founder and COO of a company called Chatavise. And if in your business you feel like texting can make a difference, if you have some strategy, giving your teams the tools to be able to work better together. So be able to reach me out at 470-375-9088. Just text the word WISE to that number and we'll get connected. And today we have here Juan, who is the owner of Cafe El Meson. But he's been actually in a couple different businesses, and I can't wait to go through your life story a little bit.
Yeah. Hi. I started business when I was like 19 years old in Humboldt Park area. We started with a tire repair shop. Then I, after the repair shop, the tire shop, because my brother-in-law have a tire shop, I still have it in Division Street, all the tire shop, been there for years and years.
On division and what?
On Division and Walcott.
Oh,
And
okay.
that business been there. So when I came from Puerto Rico, so I started. I was in Northeastern University. Then I was helping him. So then decided I want to get married. So I need to get a job. So I said, "Why you don't put a tire shop? You make more money than be working for somebody else." So what happened is that I put a tire shop in North Taven and Sawyer. Then I moved
Oh, wow.
the
I know that
biz,
area.
yeah, then now it's a State Farm agency. Then I moved to Pulaski. And what happened there is that I have a parking lot next door to the shop. And the guy came here to buy a tire and he owns a car dealer. And he said, "Why you don't sell cars here?" So I remember he told me, "I take you to the auction and you give me $100 and you buy a car and then you sell it, you buy another car." So I bought the first car for $800. So when
Wow.
in 1 week, I sold it for 1,600. I make $800 profit. Then I say, "Oh, wait a minute. How many tires I need to fix in order to make $800?" I said, "Forget about tires." So I started selling cars until I opened my car dealer. You see, and then I moved to South Chicago. In that time, in Chicago, there was prime location for car dealer. It was very difficult, hard to get a place. So I moved to Chicago, South Chicago, and Kedzie, in which I brought a property. I had it there for a while.
Wow. I mean, I think South Chicago and the South Side, that's where all the car dealerships are. Right? Like when I think of where am I going to go shop for a car, I think of the South Side for some
Yeah.
reason, right?
Right. So, yeah, and we had that business for 19 years. Mhm.
Oh, wow. Wow. So tell us a little bit well, before we go into the coffee time, you are the owner of Cafe El Meson, right? How long has this business been in
Oh,
existence?
yeah, we opened here in 2008.
In
2008.
2008. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And this is a restaurant. I thought it was a cafe. It's more than just a cafe.
Yeah.
Two story cafe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened is, you see, I give you the story where I have a tire shop because my brother have a tire shop. Then I had the car dealer because somebody went to the tire shop, told me, "Why you don't start selling cars?" But I never like tire, never like cars. Sometimes you do things because like monkey see, monkey do.
Oh,
You don't
yeah.
structure your life. You don't do something
Yeah.
because you're really passionate, you like it. So in 2008, after I was tired to be doing things that I don't like it to do, so I had this vision, say, "Why you don't open a bookstore cafe with
Oh,
pastoral care?"
nice.
So I had this building
Oh,
here,
nice.
and this used to be a house. Used to be a house. So I had the car business next to this one because when you have a business, you want to buy the property next to you because you don't want nobody else to get it there. So when you have the
Yeah.
opportunity to buy it, you buy it, you know. So I bought this property here. So, and this used to be a house, a two-story house. So, so what happened is, then I decided to see, oh, I saw this property. I say, a bookstore cafe. So I remember that I went inside like a little kid. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do. I had everything in my head right away, like boom. So
Wow.
though I just say I'm gonna do this. So I didn't know that when you have a property, it's residential, and you're gonna do a commercial,
Yeah.
it's totally different. You have to change structure, plumbing, heating, everything. So, but I'm already very naive in that area, but I was good because sometimes when you know too much, you ended up doing nothing. Sometimes you have to
Yeah.
be a little bit like, you know, had you had the naive and had
Yeah.
those dreams to achieve it, because sometimes you put pen and pencil, paper and pencil, you're gonna put numbers. A lot of the time that doesn't gonna work because a lot of construction was hard to get the permit right away. It took me a while to do it, but everything that I had in my mind, that's where we fix this place. I want people feel like home. That's why if you come here, it's like the structure, the ceiling, everything is like a house. You know, we want people feel like, you know, like home.
Like home. That's nice. Okay, so let's go into, I know, and bear with us, those that are watching. There was a little technical issue where our internet went out for a second. So don't leave just because that happens. I'm learning as we're going to different places. Internet's always a thing with live streaming, right? But we have a comment here. Marta Raso, biggest supporter over here. Ron's boo put, I can't wait to go. And she put, bookstore cafe is super sexy idea. So awesome, Marta. So let's go into the whole point of the show, right? And why we do what we do. We talk about coffee time. So, the whole idea before, and maybe just so that the viewers, if there's anyone new watching, and you, right, during COVID, we were doing a coffee, let's get together over coffee through a Zoom show, right? Through an online show. And that's kind of where all of this started. And then recently I was like, why not just go to restaurants and coffee shops and businesses and just have coffee at their actual location? So that's where all this came from. And I like to listen to what people are drinking or what the store or the restaurant's promoting, because I think it's unique, right? And there's coffee shops, they do all this great, these drinks, but they're all different, and they taste different. So what are we drinking? So I know, Ron, what are you drinking? I know
So it's a frap Nutella drink, very very good.
you like
So
it because you don't like
yeah,
coffee. You're
now
not
this
a
has no coffee in it.
no coffee.
Yep, no coffee in it, but very very good. I mean, this is too close to my house to not come here more often, so you'll be seeing me a lot more.
Oh man, there you
On-
go. There you go.
and what are you drinking?
I'm a very simple guy. I believe that should be a law that that does not allow for you to kill good beans or coffee. For example, you get a
Oh,
cafe con leche, right? It's espresso with milk,
yeah.
and our espresso bean is from Metropoli. Red line is real good bean, medium roast. So when you enjoy a cup of coffee like us, our coffee, it's not bitter. It's real good. So people then kill it with flavor. We know with vanilla, caramel. You could do it. We allow here, but
Sure.
for me, my some people say, what you prefer to drink? I love espresso, a little bit of milk. That's totally fine with me.
No sugar.
No sugar, no. Because what happened? Our coffee. You know what? This is very interesting. I was talking with one guy that owns a coffee shop, and he had to always refill the sugar all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't. Our customers, they're used to get the coffee like a latte with no sugar, because
Ah,
we have a problem with sugar,
yeah.
and diabetes. And
Yeah.
when you get a good coffee that you steam the milk the right way, things like that, So sometimes you could drink the coffee with no sugar and tastes pretty good.
You know what's interesting? I thought I was just special because you know how I don't get sugar on my drink. He's like, no sugar. I was like, yeah, no sugar. But I was like, oh, so everybody, you don't put sugar. You usually don't, and it doesn't need it.
No, doesn't need it.
It-
But from a business standpoint, it actually saves you money too.
yeah, right. It does. So I have a latte.
Uh-huh.
What right? A coffee, just a café con leche.
Sometimes they have some fancy names. Latte is café con leche.
Café con leche.
Café con
Okay.
leche.
I like café con leche. So I'm happy. Actually, it's good. Like, and I say this all the time. There's like, you can tell when people make good coffee because if you don't put sugar in it, that's how you know it's good coffee. If you could drink it with no sugar and it tastes good, that's how you know it's good coffee.
Yeah, I would say that's always been my problem with coffee. It's like, are you drinking coffee or are you drinking sugar
Sugar.
and whatever else you're putting in it? And for
Yeah.
most people, you don't actually like coffee. You like all the stuff that you put in it. So you can make
Yeah.
bad food and put a whole bunch of sauces and barbecue and hot sauce on it, then you don't really like the food. You actually just like the hot sauce,
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's true. I mean, even like meat, right? Not that I'm promoting veganism or vegetarianism or anything. I
yeah.
eat meat, but when you have meat and if you don't put salt or sazon or anything and you eat it like that, it tastes
Yeah.
terrible, right? You have to put flavor on it. So it's similar
Same
concept
thing.
there
That's
with
how that's
coffee.
how I know you have good coffee is because you're like, please don't put the stuff on the first drink it the way it is.
Like for example, maybe the first time you say, but then after the second time you realize that you don't need to put sugar. you
Yeah.
know and another thing is we try everything we do here with no fructose corn syrup. Don't use that. Everything that have
Oh.
fructose corn syrup, we try to avoid it.
Oh,
Like
nice.
we had a frappe, that frappe we do vanilla, but also that vanilla have sugar, but we make sure that it doesn't have like other kind of sugar that is not that good for you.
I love
So
that.
we are not like very like 100% like the health issue, but we try to do our best when we buy the deli meat, things like that. We try to get it like we're gonna buy it from home.
Yeah.
If we don't eat it, we don't sell it.
Yeah,
you know
I love that. And then you guys are a staple in the community. I mean, I knew about this place years ago because of
Right.
where I worked. But let me show these comments because I have people like really excited over here commenting and engaging with us this morning. So we have Sonia. She said, my favorite cafe, it was a place I would go to with my daughter when they were little. He's my fave person. He's so amazing. Heart of gold. So I think she's talking about here. She used to come here with her daughters when they were little.
I think my mother-in-law had to read all the nice comments about me.
Oh yeah. So Marta said, "Do you have chai lattes?"
Yeah.
Yes, 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 Marta. There's chai lattes here. We also have Richard, who's an investor and a contractor. He put, "Hello, everyone. Hey, Richard, how are you?" And Mary Solis, she's part of the community. She said, las experiencias hacen al maestro. Un gran historia de admiración. Saludos.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and then we have Richard. I can't click on buttons this morning. Why are you mocking me or everyone on the live video with this weather out here? A nice cold coffee is always good. Oh, yeah, you need to come here and support the business, Richard, when you have time for sure. Awesome, awesome. So keep the comments coming in, guys. Keep engaging. But this is like an exciting interview right now. I have a lot of questions.
So earlier you mentioned like monkey see, monkey do,
Oh
right?
yeah.
And a lot of times, and then you also mentioned that you have to be naive sometimes to go into something because if you know too much, you won't do it. And that's why a lot of smart people, they're like, I can do it too because that person's smart. I'm smarter than them. Why can't I do it? The truth is because the fact that they didn't know is what get them started and they build that momentum. At what age for you were you thinking entrepreneurship? Did you even think entrepreneurship when you were younger? Was there signs? Tell us a little bit
Oh,
about
that's a
like
good question.
leading up to,
Yeah, my dad always had business. He didn't work for. We had like family business. Um, Yeah, when I see monkeys, monkey see, monkey do is the thing. You need to learn to construction your future, your life. You have to build your life. For
Sure.
example, I have 4 kids. Um, what happened is, for example, one of my kids is good with Lego. Always saying he's little, he like to build stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so I know that he have some skills. God designed him to do something. For example, I told him, you don't have to go to have you degree, a law, whatever. You could do like in training, like trade school for building. You could be an architect.
Yeah.
You could be something, because I learned, I see him, so he's growing up, how he got the skills. So when I say monkey see, monkey do it, the thing is, you have to find out who we are good at something. So my son told me, one of my other sons told me, Dad, are you sure that God called you to do this? I say, why?
Oh
Well,
wow.
you like coffee, you like people, and you like books. So I say,
Oh,
wait a
that's
minute.
so nice.
So no.
And how old was he when he said that?
No, it's a teenager.
Oh, he
He
said it
was.
recently.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, I got my son is 30. My oldest son is 30. My oldest son is here. My daughter coming tomorrow. So, we all work here together. And
Oh, that's very nice.
yeah, and the thing is that we always care about people. One other thing is, when they see monkey do is, I have people that go to my house, and they, like a missionary come to the church, he stay in my house. People like to stay in my house, so we know that we have the gift of hospitality. So when you have
Oh.
a restaurant like as a cafe, you
Yeah.
want people to feel at home, but you need to be real. At one time I went to the store, one store say, welcome to, let's say, welcome to this store, right? And the guy don't even look at me.
Mm.
He saw it like a machine, welcome to, and people pass by, welcome to. And they say, no, you have to be real. If you're going to tell people, welcome to Cafe El Meson, you have to look at them at their eyes, say, welcome, and you have to mean it. So
Yeah.
we have to be um, real when we have a business and we care about people. For example, if we care about people, and people come here, right? If for some reason um, something happened that they not able to pay at the moment,
Yeah.
and you say, don't take your food. No, if you really care about people, you know you give them the food. Some people come and they think that this is cafe internet, and they say, oh, I need to get to do this application for work, because right now you go to labor temp, you have to do everything online.
Yeah.
A lot of people sometimes they don't even know how to get our email or something,
Yeah.
so, and you help them, and you feel good that people feel comfortable to come here and ask for help. The
Yeah.
other day, my daughter was helping a lady to connect the camera for the Uber Eats. She do Uber Eats, and she came because she need help,
Oh.
connected the camera. And then next day she say, "Oh, where's Sydney?" I say, "What happened?" "Oh, she helped me to fix the camera." It's so cool when you have a business that just you could go to the extra mile with the people, because people, if whatever you do in life is all about people.
No, I
If
love
you
that.
sell a house, for example,
Yeah.
to the person, and you know that that house does not fit for their family,
Sure.
but you want to make a sale, no, no, buy it. It's a questionable if you do it for the money, or you do it because you're passionate to sell a house for people. For example, when I had a car dealer, and the people have a family of 6, and you want to
Yeah.
sell them a sedan, I mean, maybe 4 people, 5 people. You see, you tell them, if they make the decision, it's their decision,
Sure.
but you try to help them, like, you have to be meaningful in life. So when I thought that when I gonna have the business, it's because um you are the way you are, and you have to figure out what you're gonna do in life. Some people cannot have a business because they don't have the skills, the patience, to
Yeah.
sometimes in business you have to a lot of anxiety, sometimes you got
Yeah.
so stress, it's a lot of stress. You have to make sure that you be able to do it. So some people are good to be behind the counter. Some people should be in the back with no front of people. I love people, you know. Um, so I don't know. I like to do what I do since I'm here I'm being here 16 years.
Yeah.
Every day I don't question myself what I'm doing here. I'm excited. And you know what I'm excited? Because I got purpose. Right now,
Wow.
one of the things we do, we like to make money, but we also help some ministry every monthly. Every
Okay.
month we send money to missionary to do different things. So that helped me to make money because I know I'm gonna put the money for some reason. For example, yesterday, I got a guy that he need to uh, pay his school tuition, and he's doing ministry. So our goal is to make money to help students that want to do ministry, and we be able to help them pay.
Oh, that's
So
really
he asked
nice.
me, I say, bingo, yes. So now I was telling my son that how cool is when you're excited to make money because you're gonna help that person to pay for their tuition,
Oh, I
you
love
know.
that.
So those things make me excited to be here, you know. It's nothing wrong with make money,
No,
you know,
absolutely not.
and nothing wrong. But it's so fun when you got purpose what to do with that money.
Oh,
It's so cool to see someone who's
yeah,
strong in their faith and still say that nothing's wrong with making money.
very
Money is
true.
just the energy for you to transfer whatever it brings you happiness and good in the world. If you don't have any money, how can you help a lot of people?
Money's
You
a
know,
tool.
money is just a tool, right? So if you don't have money and you have time, then you can help people with your time. But why not have both?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, yeah. And I'm gonna go into a whole nother tangent right now. I want to go into a whole nother tangent real bad, but like people that always talk bad about tithing or giving the tenth, los diezmos, right? Like people don't realize that when you help ministries and you provide that, that helps keep the light on, the bills paid, helps them do missions. Like you're helping. So the same way, like you were to go to here, right? You're supporting the business, paying you, right? Paying, buying the coffee, the food, and all that stuff. You're taking a portion of that and you're using it for missions or ministry. And you said that I heard you say pastoral care. I heard, did I pick that up correctly? Right? So you're here, you're helping the community, you're doing things. Why would you not want to contribute to somewhere, especially that's helping your community, helping your people, right? So I think that's one of the biggest things that I cringe a little bit when people are always like, oh, I gotta give my money and all that. It's like, seriously, dude, like you come here and you get fed, you come here and you, whether it's spiritual or physically get fed, you're getting a service here regardless. You should contribute to this house if this is part of your community, right?
Yeah. You know what I love about this place is that we do ministry, we make money doing ministry because people come to buy the good sandwich. The sandwich is real good. They come sandwich. They come for the coffee.
The
So
jibarito
with the
sandwich.
jibarito sandwich, so what happened is we generate money selling items, right?
Sure.
And people love it with the environment. At the same time, we be able to use that money for the kingdom of God. So what happened is the cool thing is that I share the gospel.
Oh, wow.
I sell good sandwiches, drinks. So that generate money
Wow.
to 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 for the expenses. Plus, also it's a business where we make extra money, and we want to use that money to use it for the kingdom of God. One of the things we use chapter 10 of Luke. In the chapter first verse say, "The labor are few, and the field is plenty." So we need more laborers. For example, I got my two other kids.
Wow.
They graduate from Moody. The other one is almost graduating. Those
Nice.
people, when they finish, uh, they they um, when they finish the career in ministry, it's not like they finish the career to be a teacher where they could apply for CPS. No, sometimes they have to start a ministry or go for other ministry where they could hire them. It's very difficult.
Sure.
So our goal is to make enough money in which we could provide for young people that do ministry.
Wow.
So the goal is make money here and allocate the money also for the kingdom of God.
Amen.
And I'm happy where I live. My car that is still running. I want to live a simple life, but I want to have a more gap to impact, give more. And I love this place here. This is fun to be here, Cafe El Meson. And if we be able to later on, God bless us to, we could be other places, would be fun. One of the things that we use here is we use chapter 10 of Luke. In chapter 10 of Luke, um, Jesus and the disciple went to Martha and Mary's house,
Yep.
and Martha was so busy working, and Mary was laid down, sitting down at the feet of the Lord and having a blessed time listening to Jesus. So
Yeah.
here we say we want to be busy like crazy, working, making sandwiches. We have to have fun here. So what we do when we do the kitchen, it's not like a full kitchen where we are like busy. No, we have time here to spend time with the customer, make some silly jokes. I have my 3 jokes for 10 years already. I need to get a new one. But the environment here, is fun. You know what I'm saying? So here, I don't regret at all to do some, to be here because it's good. So when you do things that God call you, sometimes hard because for 12 years we was not even been breaking even. But something
Wow.
happened. You know what happened in the pandemic? For
12
12 years
years.
we had when you have property taxes, everything is very
Oh
difficult.
my.
But what happened? People say, "Oh, who are you?" Well, I'm Puerto Rican. But what happened one day? I told my wife, "I'm gonna get in the pandemic. I'm gonna get a flag, a Puerto Rican flag, in the Humboldt Park." In that time, there was not a parade, but they was selling stuff in the Humboldt Park. So I got a Puerto Rican flag,
Yeah.
and I paid $25 for that flag. I put it in the front. When I put the Puerto Rican flag in the front, about 20 minutes, the guy came, show up.
Yeah.
Are you guys a Puerto Rican? I said, "Oh, I'm Puerto Rican." And he spent $25. I said, whoa, that's a good investment. He already paid off the flag. Then, like an hour after, a truck driver went around and said, are you guys a Puerto Rican? Yeah, I'm Puerto Rican. So he spent $35. And the rest is history. Now I've got a lot of flag outside, and our business is now is successful because we identify ourselves like a
Because
Puerto Rican.
well, and I think a lot of things is, and what I hear all the time, because like I mentioned, I worked on 39th and Damon, right? And you were friends with my manager, Diana Sanchez. If she watches this, hey Diana, now we're not related. Her last name is Sanchez too. But her and her late husband, they come here all the time, and they would tell me about Cafe Meson. One of the things they always says, there's a lot of Puerto Rican community out here, a lot of families that live out here, but there's no Puerto Rican restaurants, or so I think that makes sense when you put the flags out. It's like the Puerto Ricans live out here. They were like, okay, we got somewhere to go, instead of going all the way to Humboldt Park, which Humboldt Park from here is like a good, 20, 30 minutes, depending what part of the South Side you're at. You know, I'm a North Sider. So when I think of South Side, I just think of like, I forget that South Side is really huge. Like I should think, like I always think like South Side's 26th Street. There's more to South Side than like that area, right? But I love that what you're saying, that you're here, you're part of the community, you're representing, you're Latino, you're doing missions. So I think that's why you've 16 years. I mean, what's the statistic after 5 years business is closed down?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the big stat is 12 years of breaking even or below, right? I can hear the passion in your voice for the cafe.
Yeah.
I'm sure you did what you had to do with the tire. You did what you had to do with the car dealership. That was to make money per se, right? Put food on the table. And then you made the transition to finding something that's like, I'm passionate. I want to build a community. I want to make something that actually fuels me, and something I want to get my family involved in doing it. And we
Yeah.
all kind of know, like, car dealership, used car salesperson, blah blah blah. You made that transition. Who did you see that made you go, I want to? There's another way of doing business. You know? Did you talk to another cafe owner? Was there a mentor of some kind? Can you kind of share the mentor story?
Yeah, it's very, me, my wife, we used to go every Friday to different cafe in the morning just to have idea. Because if you told me what was an Americano, I didn't know what was Americano. What was a cappuccino, I didn't know, because I was not, it's not like I used to work in the cafe and then I decided to open a coffee shop, or
Oh, I
I was in
see.
restaurant. So I didn't know nothing about it. So I had the idea. So we went to different cafe. We did notice that people, we don't we want to, we say we need to do something, because you go to the cafe and people, they are not, they, not- they don't treat you like How can I help you? And that's it. So cafe, the culture of cafe is about community. When you have the cafe, that's where the great people do, like create the music, things like that. It's about, community. So what happened is I didn't have nobody to teach me. So my wife went to the coffee shop at the church to volunteer to learn a little the basic stuff,
Sure. Yeah.
so, and the funny thing is, then I went to Miami to look for two coffee shops. There was a bookstore, Christian bookstore,
Mhm.
and sadly, a lot of people when they don't want to help you, they don't want to give you idea. It's like they don't want to share nothing because it's a business. Nah, they don't because people think they're gonna take away whatever. By the way, all those people are not longer in business. Um,
Mm.
so what happened is that that we open this is what happened. My wife, when she cooked at home like a sandwich, she did real good. The sandwich, very yummy, very delicious, and she don't give me just like something like that. She put something on top. So I say, my
Oh.
wife, we had to bring that to the cafe. The way you do at home, just bring it. Let's bring it here to the cafe. So that's what everything we do. We try to be like you at home. Whatever you do at home with love with the kids, we do it here. So a lot of the time we do a frappe with the avena, frappe de avena. I sometimes think how I ended up with the idea of frappe de avena. I don't
Avena's
really
oatmeal, guys.
oatmeal. I don't really, and this sounds so good. I told sometimes my wife one day, my wife, she was looking at me. I was making some sandwiches, and she said, "I can't believe it." You know what? She couldn't believe it because only 3 times I cooked at home, and twice the smoke alarm went on. I was bad, cooking at home, nothing, nothing. I got 4 brothers, all of them, they know how to cook. I was the only one that didn't know how to cook. I'm the only one that have this kind of business. So that's something incredible. And I learned something, when God give you God call you to do something, He prepare you, He will help you to achieve
Absolutely.
it.
Yep. The resources.
Uh, oh, this is what
Yeah.
happened when I said I'm a Puerto Rican coffee shop, right? So well, I don't have, like capurria, bacalito, people expect it. Because when you go to Puerto Rico, you go to cafe, it's different. Here, people think that you have a Puerto Rican cafe, you have to have a capurria, bacalito, all the stuff, right? Stuff,
Like a Puerto Rican restaurant.
But
Yeah.
in Puerto Rico, different. You got all kind of places, you don't have to fritura all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So what happened is, Puerto Rican. So I went to the store and get some cola champagne, Coco Rico. I put it there. Now we are Puerto Rican cafe.
Oh my
so, but
goodness.
then what happened is that I don't know how to cook. Remember, so I had to. You say, what about I do arroz con gandule?
Mm.
And me making arroz con gandule, right? This is a true story. I was kind of, afraid of how can I do it, nervous, right? I go Google, YouTube, ask my brother, things like that. My brother, by the way, he do a real good arroz con gandole, but he put beers on it. So I say, no, I can do
Wow.
that here. So what happened is that I said, no, I couldn't do it. So, and then my wife said, I gotta, I'm gonna do it with una arrocera, no, a rice cooker. Oh, you can do it arroz con gandole in a arrocera. You need to do it like an open, old fashioned, thing like you have to be black. So I said, I'm gonna do it. So I told the girl help me here. Look at what I'm gonna do, and you just look at what I'm gonna do, and you take note. And I put everything what I thought it was good to arroz con gandule, so delicious. And I took it home with arroz con gandule to my wife with a sandwich. Right? I'm a wife very picky. She's a real Puerto Rican, okay? She's real deal. So she got a sandwich with arroz con gandule, and she didn't say nothing. She didn't say what's good or bad, but she ate it all. And then I say it's good.
Wow.
So now and then she said it's because you put garlic. We put garlic everything.
Garlic. Oh,
you know, and you have to have sofrito. You don't have sofrito, you cannot cook without sofrito.
yeah,
So
yeah.
this is so funny, but this is a true story that when you're gonna God call you to do something, just do it, and he would.
It will always work out.
Yeah.
And no, it doesn't matter who. So, me. being who I am, I'm always like mindful of like, do I talk about faith? Do I keep it reserved? Right? Like, so then I'm like, you know what? This is great because we could talk openly about our faith. But, I think if God gives you favor, right? At the end of the day, no matter what door tries to shut, God will open a window. If you're meant to be there, you're going to be there,
Right.
regardless of who comes against you, right? So I love that. I love the fact that you've been here, you've been strong in the community, 16 years. But again, like at the end of the day, you have like God's favor, right?
Right. And the thing is, we here, people come here, they 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 come, oh, this is a religious place because they see a Bible, they see books. Well, I treat them with kind. I provide a nice place for them to come and study. We're not pushing nobody to believe what believe, but at the end of the day, our purpose here to share God love. And how you share God love is how to treat you people. And when
Mm.
people come here,
Oh.
naturally, yeah, this Borican guy here, they love me, so I treat them with respect, with kind, we love, and people could see that.
Yeah.
You know, see people why? Because they know, and this is a true story. One guy was telling me the other day that I told him, how you ended up here, coming here. He say, because my daughter, when she was 16, she told me to come here to tell me that she was pregnant.
Oh
So
wow.
she know that this was a safe place for her to tell her dad
Oh
that
wow.
she was pregnant. And I said, wow, it's incredible. A lot of story that
Wow.
they come here that sometimes we don't realize. Um, one lady that she had to do the write a paper to go to UIC, and she wrote a paper about Cafe El Meson. And my wife, when she read the paper, she was crying because she was so poetry that like because a lot of these houses, when the student go to the house to study, the
They're
apartments are sometimes
cramped.
small
Yeah.
and you don't have space to study. Sometimes the father come and she said the father come to turn on the TV
Yeah.
and loud. And,
Kids,
and she
dogs,
used to come here by the
uncles.
window. And she come here by the window and she all the time and to study. So when you hear about the story, it's very give you a lot of motive why do you do it again and again. It's so nice to see
Yeah. Yeah.
that you're doing something that impacting the community, impacting
Yeah.
people, and sometimes you don't realize it. And if you come here, oh, I need to pay the bill, I need to do this. Life is so cool when you don't think about the stuff. Good, think about the good thing.
Just
That
yeah.
help you. That give you like the engine, to work every day more and more to give you, that what you need.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we think about how are we gonna do pay this, pay that. Oh, property tax is very high now. All this
Yeah.
stuff, and life is difficult. Life is nice. If you start thinking about those things, it's gonna make your life harder.
Yeah.
But think about the good thing that could happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like right now, they says yesterday we be able to raise that money to help the student. It's a good thing that helped me to come here tomorrow morning, work hard again and again,
Oh.
because you have purpose in life. Is
Yeah.
and that's why we have to get purpose in life.
Yeah. When you know you're changing people's lives, when you know you're impacting an entrepreneur, when you're doing something good for the community, it gives you the motivation to do it again. Okay, another day. Okay, another day. Because I've told you, Ron, like sometimes I'll be like, I don't want to do this no more. I'm done. Like there's days where it's like, I don't. But then I hear like a story or I hear how I've helped someone or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, okay, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Because there are those times that are going to be tough, and you have to like just kind of, dig your heels in the ground and keep moving because, like you said, there's purpose behind what you do. And for you, your purpose, I'm assuming it's greater than just having a cafe. I mean, I love the books. Like I'm a big reader, so I'm like loving the books that are all behind me. And you have Spanish and English, right? Um, Oh yeah, and there's in front and downstairs. There's downstairs. There's a whole bunch of books here. So, the fact, I did. By the way, side note, I did my taxes here one time. So I was
They were
praying for
blessed.
favor there on my taxes. Just saying, right? I remember I was downstairs because again, I was not far from here, and I was just doing my taxes downstairs with a CPA. But yeah, I mean, that was a long time ago. That was like 10 years ago, you know? But I think this is great. So what are the things, like if someone's watching and they wanted to, like, what do they come here for? What can they do here? Like, what other services do you provide here for the community besides jibaritos
Right,
and
right, right,
coffee?
right. One of the things that people could come here and they could read the book. They don't have to buy it, the book. I
Oh,
always say,
wow.
come, just read, come and read. People could use the Wi-Fi. Sometimes they could use the Wi-Fi. We had a patio. It was real nice. I told the people, life, you come to work, go get out in the morning, go to work, go home. You have to have time for you to relax. We have board game. You can play some board game. You could when you go to a restaurant, you have to eat and you have to leave right away.
Yeah.
Here, get a coffee or get nothing. Just come here, relax, enjoy the time, and that's why we're here. So we're not here just we are here to provide a space for people to come and enjoy and relax. We need time to relax. Life is working, rush, drive through. No, just come get a cup of coffee. You don't drink a coffee.
No.
Enjoy the cup of coffee, relax, bring the friend, talk to, a lot of people come with family, brother, sister. Sometimes so beautiful to see the mom and the daughter, you know, having a good conversation, you
Yeah.
know, because life, you have to enjoy life.
Yeah.
It's not all about working, working, working. And the good thing is a lot of people, this is a place for have good conversation, you know,
Mm, I like
and
that.
yeah, and we provide that space.
I like that. I like that. I know, Ron, you live down the street.
I know. I was gonna say now I have a second home,
Now you can
which is the
spend time.
goal of this. I'm loving that you found a business that hits all the different things that's important to you. You know, and you got there through being scrappy. You got there through experimenting, putting a flag on the thing, and getting the best ROI ever on there. And I know you tried many other things before, some things that were a little bit more expensive, things that maybe didn't work out. What's some of like the mistakes that you made in the course of being a cafe owner for the last 16 years that you're like, oh, if there is someone about to go in that business, I'm going to tell them, please avoid this mistake.
Right. Yeah. I had experience when I went to Puerto Rico, Lao, that I met a person that owned the cafe and the bookstore, and she was struggling. So remember when I was struggling, a lot of people tried to help me, but when they try to help you, sometimes they have good intention, but sometimes they want you to change things that's not the problem. Like do this, do that. Another person is used, it's not working because you have to do this, you have to do that, and sometimes make you feel merciful or make you feel like you don't know what you're doing. For example, for
Mm,
12 years, why I was not even breaking even, and the thing is, sometimes you have to focus what you want to do. You can, if you listen to people, you have to make sure that you could listen. It's good to listen, but then you have to make the decision what you're going to do and what you're not going to do, because you let the other people run your business. That doesn't work that
that's
way.
hard. Yeah.
Because people, and then you feel miserable. Oh man, what am I doing wrong? What I'm doing wrong? So that you're doing nothing wrong. You just have to do something else, something more.
Yeah.
Not because sometimes what I'm doing wrong, and it's not what you're doing wrong. It's that you could do something else, like for something extra, like put identify yourself like Puerto Rican, because in the community you have Mexican, a lot of Mexican, a lot of other community, but you have a lot of Mexican restaurant, taqueria, pizzeria,
Yeah.
liquor store, and bar,
Yeah.
and people are tired to be eating the same thing.
Yeah.
So when you put Cafe El Meson, the building is nice outside. People thought, "Oh, maybe it's un güero, it's a guy that put a cafe. So, and when I identified myself, Puerto Rican, that helped me. Like people say, "Oh, I
They
didn't
trust
know."
you. Yeah.
I didn't know. So just sometimes you have to do like by they call it niche, right?
A niche, yeah.
Yeah, to your business, what they make different. In this community, there was liquor store, taqueria, pizzeria, and bars when we started here 16 years ago. Now it's different. Now you got some Starbucks where you live, you got different places. But when we started, there was a need of place like this, you know.
Yeah.
But one thing is that sometimes you could hear a lot of voices, and then you're gonna get confused. Sometimes you had to listen, but you had to understand that it's your responsibility. You had to make your
Oh,
decision,
that's a good one.
and you had to trust yourself. Work hard. Because if that doesn't work now, 1 year, 2 year, that doesn't mean it's not going to work. A lot of people they've been very successful in life, and they, they didn't work right away.
Yeah.
You know, you
You
know,
hear the stories of them
yeah,
like going through it and trying to figure things out and then things going haywire from. So you hear the stories all the time, but that makes them tougher entrepreneurs,
right.
tougher business people.
And the thing, then you realize that the you have to work hard,
Yeah.
because if you don't like to work, believe me, you're not gonna shift nothing. And some people, they jumping around so much, and they ended up doing nothing. Today they're
Yeah.
selling this cafe. Tomorrow they're selling this milkshake. Tomorrow they're selling this
Mm,
like multi-level thing that they don't get rooted, right? I mean,
root. Yeah.
this time, you're gonna do something,
Yeah.
you know stay working on it until you
Yeah.
develop.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I don't want people to mistake your loving nature, your passion, and all this stuff for like not having grits. You
Grit.
know,
That's a
like
good word.
you have grit to be in the same thing, same business for 12 years. I mean, I just thought about it when you said 12 years. I was like, wait, you've been here for 16 years. That means for you only been profitable for these last 4 years. You finally figured out your formula. You're more relaxed because now you have confidence in you were able to give, I'm sure, from the beginning. I wouldn't even be surprised if you were giving. I wouldn't be surprised if you were giving while you were still not making money. I already know
Yeah, yeah.
that.
Tell this
Well,
story.
hold this thought real quick. I just want to share these comments because we do have people commenting. Richard said sometimes people are scared, and most people will put you down and try to take the dream away and talk so negative, so you can't do what they always wanted to do. Well, that's my life experience. And then he also wrote, "That's awesome testimony, very powerful. God should be the center of any and every business." And then we have Carlos. Carlos Ivan Arroyo Jr. Awesome job, guys. And thank you for the stars. Carlos, I appreciate it. He's also a podcaster, so I know he's a deacon. I just met him as well. So I believe he's also involved in the church. So thank you, Carlos, for supporting. But yeah, now continue. Yeah, please, please, please. I mean, I'm excited. I just like
This is
listening.
so cool. Okay, when you had a business, a commercial property, every 5 years you have to renew the loan. Every 5 year, the bank is a 5 year balloon.
Hmm.
So when you're not making, even breaking even, when you put it, the bank asks you for the return, and they see that you're not making money, and even you paying the mortgage, but you're breaking even. So they say we cannot give you the loan. So I had that issue with the loan with the bank.
Rewind. So you had the mortgage
No,
loan.
well, every 5 years you have to renew the loan.
Got it. Okay.
And then the thing is, we have a good equity here. So, for example,
Good.
we owned 190, but the property appraisal 480, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So, but the bank doesn't care. You want to see,
Yeah.
the return where you making money. So, the banker for the bank that was dealing with my mortgage, they got default, and we had to be working. That banker, um, he used to go to Salvador, to Honduras. I'm sorry, to Honduras, to help a family there for the orphanage, right? And the family.
Yeah.
So, and I was no, remember, I was the default, the loan, everything.
Sure.
I say, okay, Juan, I'm gonna go to Honduras with the orphanage. Can you help?
Yeah.
So, and I say, okay. So we used to give, football and clothes for the kid. Clothes. My wife used to go to the store, and I asked my friend, we get together, and for years and years, I was helping. And even I got the mortgage with other bank, but he's still connected to me. Hey, Juan, he used to go 3 times a year to Honduras, and 3 times he used to call me to if I could help him with the mission. So we never told him no. So
Mm.
we always help him. The 19th of this month, he gonna go back to Honduras, and he texts me, say, Juan, he say, if thank for your help because this family always wearing new clothes for school, everything, the little girl, because you kindness.
Mm.
And I never say no, even I was not able to help. But what thing I told my wife is my kid doesn't need 5, 6 pair of shoes. If they have 2 or 3, that's fine. What about if we help other kids to have? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we always think about our kid, my no. Sometimes, they're spoiled. You know what I'm saying? Um, and we being able, even if we was not making money, to be generous.
Yeah.
It's hard to understand because then I don't want to manipulate. Like people say, "Oh, you give and you're gonna get back." No, 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 no. But I always like to give. You know what I'm saying? And I say, "Well, how good I give?" I told my wife. So sometimes we cannot eat outside,
Yeah.
and we help because you go out, you spend money. Sometimes we couldn't go to vacation, but we go to Humboldt Park. The little beach there. We thought we was in Puerto Rico. When you go to Puerto Rico, you spend money, especially
Oh,
when you got 4 kids,
I
three.
was a lifeguard at that beach, by the
Uh, and
way.
you know
Just
what? How
saying.
we had now, you could go, you had a good time.
Yeah, it was
It's
fun.
not
I
like
mean,
before.
yeah.
And the thing is, when we started to having kind of fun like that, but we because we want to help. We don't want to use the money, take money that we should have used to help others
Yeah.
for our own. And God, when I see my kid, man, they're so beautiful. And I see the picture when we didn't have money, but they have fun. One Christmas, we didn't have money for the kids, and 2 churches sponsor our family. And believe me, the Christmas tree was full of gifts. So, and then I remember that I only buy a gift for my daughter that cost me like $16, right? That was pants, things like that. She played with that for months and months. Sometimes you spend a lot of money, and they
Yeah.
go to give it. Yeah, she
They
played
don't
with
even
that,
play with it.
and they are happy. They love God. They are happy person.
I love that.
They're very kind. Um, because I didn't, sometimes we put our family in the place that they become like an idol.
Mm.
You know, I love my kid, but God gave His begun His Son. He gave His Son to rescue us, and we don't want to give our kids for nothing. So when other kids need help,
Yeah.
I don't gonna say, "Oh, my kid had to eat first in order for me to help others." No, we have to share. If my kid, if they eat, somebody else had to eat too. You know what I'm saying? Because we put our family like in idol, like everything's for my family, and then if we have
Yeah.
extra, if we are extra. So I never believe in extra. I believe that God is not part of my life. God is whole of everything in my life. So, and you know what? He owns everything. At the end of the day.
Yes.
So when you say in 12 years that I make money, remember we are ministry.
Amen.
Okay, so what happened is when God gave me this vision, one day I was in the auction buying cars. I was so desperate. I said, God, I need you to hear from you. And God gave me a Bible verse that day. And since then, that day, when I had an issue, a problem, I remember that day that God gave me this vision. So when I had to make a decision, say, no, God, that door, you close it and you open. I had to come here with the right attitude to work because you told me to do this. You in charge of this.
Amen.
So for 12 years, I used to say the same thing, you in charge. So remember, when you do things that God called you to do, you have to understand that, because some people say, oh, God told me to do this, and tomorrow something else. God is like bipolar or something. Oh, when that when the
Oh,
COVID, when the COVID came, right?
Yeah.
So the city said you have to close. I remember, and then I talk to myself a lot, and I say, oh, now the Gabriel come to knock the door. Oh, Jesus, Jesus, what are we gonna do with Cafe El Meson? Look at now the COVID. No, that didn't happen. When God gave me this vision, the COVID in 2020 is gonna happen. So I had to just, and you know what I did? I did now in the COVID need people need more hope. People are desperate. People are anxious.
Yeah.
And I had the solution. I got the hope. I got know what they need.
Mm.
So we started to put a Bible verse in the food, the cup, everything. When people overeat,
Oh,
we
I
put the food
love
labels and
that.
put things, because people need us. And that time, the church more than before. So I'd say now I'm gonna show up
Wow.
like what I believe is what they need. So I
Wow.
think that please God also because
Amen.
was
Yeah.
not like
I, I, Let me just say this. No, it looks like you're about to say
yeah.
something, but what I love is, and someone told me this the other day, like you represent hope, right? And there is no hope. Like, why do people want to be like, I'm sure people love being around you. They love feeling your energy, love your kids, love your wife, right? And then because of that, it gives them inspiration, gives them hope, because there's people that are walking around like hopeless, right? They're always thinking about their problems. They're not thinking about solutions. They're not thinking about, anytime I come across a problem, it's like, okay, what's the solution to this? What's the next step? God, what do you got for this? How are you gonna solve this? That's usually my take on everything, right? But I love the fact that that's what you're saying. Like, people, you were giving hope, especially during a real difficult time. And during COVID, there was a lot of hopelessness during COVID. And you definitely separated what do they say, the I don't even know, the chaff and the grain or something like that, right? You saw the difference between who stood up and who stepped up and who didn't, you know
Has your faith always been this strong? Because I mean, I feel it now, right? Like a lot, right? The community feels it a lot. I'm sure it's gotten stronger, maybe from as your time, have been in business here, and that you've been more and more of a community leader. But was your faith always this strong? And when was your darkest moment?
Yeah. I got saved in 2000, in 1986 when I came from Puerto Rico. I surround myself to God. Since
Oh,
that day, my life is been growing, 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 growing. And in 1991, I opened rehab program in Chicago for drug addicts. It's a cafe, Hogar Renovado en Cristo, Cafe El Meson. Because what happened is that when I had the tire shop, I never met a drug addict in Chicago in my life in Puerto Rico. My friend, maybe if they smoked, ooh, that was bad. So when I came to Chicago, there was a huge problem with addiction with drug in Chicago Humboldt Park. So I started, sharing the gospel. So I always love to share the gospel. It's since what hard. But what happened? I went through a divorce, and that was a very painful time. And sometimes, when you go to those hard time in life, um, sometimes you realize that who's gonna be there all the time is God. You know, People maybe like you when you got business. You're gonna have people that love you because sometimes they use that for their own advantage. So there was a time where I was by myself, and I had a 2 years old at that time, my son Michael. So it was very difficult. But you know what? God was there.
wow.
It's so fun when God is there. And I like to worship. I play guitar, so
Oh,
I don't need to
nice.
go to church to worship God. I could do that
Anytime.
anytime, and I really enjoy
You're
to do
doing it
that.
here, right?
Yeah.
People come in and you're talking with them,
Mhm.
playing music,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
So that time was very difficult. Very difficult. But you know what? Um, I I love to share the gospel. So, you know, here, when God gives you this vision, I say, God, you know, if I had to close the business, I'm gonna have to still sharing the gospel. I used to go every Saturday in the street. we fly, we track, Jeremy, and it's difficult. The people that do that is very hard
Oh yeah.
because people ignore you. People they're gonna do laundry, they don't want you to stop them to share the gospel. It's very difficult. Here is easy because here people ask you. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
oh, are you religious? I say, religious? Oh, I hate
That's
religious.
spiritual.
Ugh. I say, how can you don't like religion? No, say, and then I talk about what is a relationship with God. You
Wow.
know,
Yeah.
uh, and
I love that.
and I'm Puerto Rican. Puerto Rican, we are fun people. We love
Yes,
to
you
laugh.
guys are fun.
And the thing is that Christianity is so cool because religion is, oh, you cannot eat this kind of meat. You have to dress this way. You have to keep that day.
Mm.
Oh my gosh, what a ugly God is that? Like it's like this, you know. No, my God is a God that enjoy to be with us.
Mm.
My son Juan Sebastian, when I'm eating chuleta, right, con tostones, he liked the crispy part. He'd love to go to my plates, and he's little. He grabbed my chuleta, he eat it. Mom, he say, "Leave daddy food alone." And I'm here like this, laughing. I enjoy so much when my kid could grab my plate of food and eat it because they feel confident to come sit down in my lap. Or- Now they don't sit down in my lap because they're big, but they grab my food, right? And they
Yeah.
eat it. You know what? I don't say nothing because I want them to know that they could go with God with that confidence too.
Oh,
And
that's
that
nice.
is our God, that you could go with to Him with confidence. You don't have to be like, what? No, he's a good daddy. So, and that's why we say here, we here in this community to share that love of God, to people who come to God with confidence because a good God.
Oh, I have some comments here. I love what you're saying. Uh, someone wrote, "I love eating at El Meson," and then Carlos said, "Okay, he's making me hungry." So, so she talked about chuletas, and I'm sitting there like, "Okay, I am getting hungry as well." Yeah, yeah. No, I think it's very amazing what you're doing here, and I really appreciate you even sharing the story and showing up last minute for me to like do this. And I know that Delilah, thank you if you guys you're watching. Delilah, she connected us to do this, but just even being so open and transparent, and people come to you and ask you about your faith, and that's a hard balance, right? Like being an entrepreneur but still sharing your faith, but you have the ministry involved with this. So, and the fact that you're open to people asking you questions, right? Like it's clear that obviously it's a Christian cafe, right? It's clear, like clear. You walk
Yeah.
in, you know it. But I like that you're saying like we could just go to him and just be there and ask for help. And so I love what you're sharing. So thank you so much for even this opportunity to learn from you and hear your story and share it with the viewers as well. So I think this is awesome.
Yeah, I know you give so much to the community. Well, now we have people here that are watching your story, and many people that know you, but maybe some people that didn't, right? What's something that if some we don't know who's on the other side, right? They might be a huge leader in the community. They might be someone that's very successful, that's looking for a place to bless, right?
Hmm.
If you had to ask for something, what would that be?
Mm.
Yeah, to support us,
The guy that doesn't ask for anything. It's
yeah,
very difficult.
yeah. This is the thing that I don't like to when we're gonna do something. I'm very shy to ask for money. I'm not shy to ask for somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Right now, we're gonna put a not yet on the website. We're gonna do what is the ministry we support because I want people when people come here, we want to give them the service. In that service that we give them when they buy something that support what we do, but we do things extra. For example, um, we support one with Wycliffe. They help to translation of the Bible
Oh, okay,
in
okay.
This guy Christoph is in India right now. We do some ministry with InterVarsity. The guy who work in Nueva York, Ministerio La Fe. We work with other Compass, is a missionary in Asia. So um, when we right now we helping this family in Honduras. So if we when we people come here and spend money, help us to provide for the need. But if they want to do extra, that will be very, very, very helpful. For example, um, I'm gonna say this.
Same.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm looking for 20 people. For 20 people, um, people that must they be able to give $1,000
Oh, yeah, that's good.
for each $1,000. I'm gonna give my $1,000. I know my friend gonna give $1,000. We have to get 20 people because we want to help this guy to pay his tuition for 1 year. He come with a visa from India to study in Chicago, Moody Bible Institute. Moody Bible Institute is tuition free, but they have to pay for dorms. So they don't give him like a scholarship because right now the financial aid, he's come from out of country. So my son, he studied with my son, and my son introduced him to me, and we told him that we're gonna help him no matter what. But the whole thing would be it's like around $20,000, and you got your kids in school, university, $20,000 nothing.
Yeah.
It costs more. You know, so my goal is now to raise $20,000 to be able to help him. And until yesterday, I was listening to the program in United States. The motor coach, those fancy um, um, uh, cars that they go to
Oh, motorhomes. Yeah, yeah.
they used to be 180,000, 200,000. Now it's almost getting to $3 million. The people buying those one,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and they say, "Oh, for the kingdom of God, 20,000 is nothing." There's people with money. There's people with money.
Yeah.
And sometimes we want to we don't we think that the 20 we want to raise money. You know what? One guy told me the way we're going to finish the poverty in this world is a lot of Christians starting having business, because when a lot of Christians starting their own business,
Yeah.
it's different because it's not about them. They have meaning in life, they have
Yeah.
purpose in life. They could do with money. That's why we had to make money. You know what? um I'm not afraid of say I want to make a lot of money,
There's nothing wrong with
because
that.
if I make a lot of money when somebody need it, I could help them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I always tell my friend, I want you to be better than me in very position, because if I had a need, I could go to you. But if
Amen.
you are broke like me,
Well, yeah, that's good. Go ahead. No, no, go.
The thing I was gonna say, that I'm so glad I feel like the pendulum is shifting, right? Where like, okay, everything is sales in life. Everything from when you talk to
Everything
someone,
is in
everything,
sales.
sales, influence, whatever you want to
Yep.
call it, it's still sales, right?
Yep.
Like seeing back thinking like early 2000s, when I met Christians in the church, they did not they were at this pushing away money. They were not attracting it. They were pushing away careers, pushing away opportunities for business, pushing away,
Oh,
like, they
don't.
didn't want that,
Yeah.
where to me is like, there's money's not evil, it's what you do with it. Starting a business gives you more influence to now say, hey, this is what I believe in, and people say, I want to buy that, I want to
Oh,
buy that
wow.
dream. Like, you now showing like, hey, what can I do with my cafe? It's more than just pouring the drink. What do you want? Hick it here. Like, you're not just a something.
Yeah.
You make it as big as you want to make it.
Yep. Yep.
So that's one, like, right from the beginning, that's one thing I was going to say from way early on. I used to tell people when I used to work at a bank, hey, you're not just a teller, you're not just a financial advisor, you're not just something.
Yep.
Right? You're as big as you want to make it.
Yep.
And you casting your vision out there in this way makes people say, I buy into that.
Yep.
I want to be a Christian that can also be successful. I want to be a Christian who's not scared to say what they believe in and how big they want their dream to be.
Yeah.
You know, you can have that all too, because if we have people with more money, then they can actually help and make a difference.
Yep. Yep.
You know, and it
Yep.
makes
Yep.
all our jobs, lives, etc. easier
Yeah.
to see
Yeah.
more good people winning.
Yeah.
You know.
I like that. And I think that's one of the setbacks in the Christian community. So I've been in the Christian world since 2010. Hasn't been an easy road, right? Being a believer, especially with everything that's around you, right? There's temptation all the time, right? But one of the things that I've learned is that there is definitely a spirit of poverty in the Christian churches, unfortunately, right? Because we're always thinking, like you said, something. People think that that the love of money is the root of all evil. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. We don't love the money. We have to understand that money is a tool, and we have to. I will never forget my spiritual mom when I had my first store. I had a store in West Humboldt Park. I used to be the Avon lady and I had a little store, and I was in my 20s. I was still in college and whatever. And it was fun because in your 20s you're playing with makeup and all that stuff. And I remember my spiritual mom was there, and I remember I grabbed the dollar bill, like someone gave me money for a product, and I kind of crimpled it and put it in my bag. She's like, "What are you doing?" And me regañó. She like got at me, right? This little Puerto Rican lady, my spiritual mom, Nancy Rivera. She's like, "What are you doing with the money?" I'm like, "I'm putting it in my wallet." And she's like, "No, you need to take care of this. You need to flatten it out. You need to take care of it, treat it nicely, put it in your wallet, right? But you need to value it. Don't just grab it and toss it in there. But I didn't know, right? But that's where those principles start. She started instilling that in me. It's like we attract the money. We take care of the money comes to us. It's a tool. We need to know where to find it. Where's the next opportunity to find more money? And we need to be able to say, come money, command it to come into our lives, right? Declare that it's going to come into our lives. So, and since then it's always like, okay, there's this, where is it coming from? Where's the next opportunity? They say closed mouths don't get fed, right?
Yeah, and money
Ask.
goes where it's treated
Yeah,
best.
yeah, that's true. And asking you shall receive, right? So we gotta ask. We gotta open our mouth and ask. That's biblical. That's not. That's biblical. That's in the Bible, right? So I definitely, the people that are watching, you heard from Juan directly. He wants 20 people to donate $1,000 each. I know I have a lot of investors that are in my community. I have a lot of affluent, successful people in my community. You guys want to contribute and support someone that's been 16 years in the community in the south side of Chicago, Puerto Rican, right? Loves people. And you can, for 12 years, breaking even. 12 years breaking even, like contribute or share his. I put the website right there. How can they reach out to you if they want to?
Yeah, they could call me at 773-931-7441.
Okay, let's write that again. 773.
773-931-7441.
All right, there we go. So you guys have even his cell number right
That's,
there.
yeah.
The direct number, 773-931-7441. So help out this brother right here. If you see what he's doing, you heard his story, he's very transparent.
But remember that 20,000 is to pay somebody else tuition.
Tuition, yes.
Yeah, it's room and dorms because tuition is free. They because they stay in the and it's a
Yeah.
Bible Institute. Because remember, the reason that we want to also make a lot of money is we put allocated that money for young people that say yes to God and they want to do full time ministry.
Nice.
Because and they don't have to be part of the Maison; they could be independent. So we want to. I told you one day, we are here now in Ketsi. Maybe tomorrow we're gonna be another neighborhood. Then tomorrow, you see, when we talk about, I like to read and watch some biography. For example, Hobby Lobby.
Oh yeah.
How incredible those people are located. The money for the kingdom of God is incredible what they do
Yep.
with their money. Um, Chick-fil-A, another company that also do really good. And there's so many companies that also they invest in the money in the kingdom of God. We want to use our money that we generate here to the kingdom of God.
Amen. Amen. Now, are you a 501c3? Do you have the nonprofit entity?
No, we used to have it. Some ministry used to be,
Okay.
but for 12 years we were not even breaking even. So
It's
But what we're gonna do now, this something that we give to this organization directly. So what we're gonna do is, if so many people want to give for this situation that we want to give money for this person for school, we're gonna figure out through the ministry where they could give, or directly to the school in which
okay.
people could also they could deduct that money for the taxes. And
Nice.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's great. So you're partnering with someone so that you
absolutely, no,
beautiful.
no, that would be yeah, that's something. We are, for example, we want to make very clear that what we do, we want to be open. When you got a business, is private business. We here or want to be very open, transparent.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Oh, well, I love that. So you guys have the website cafemeson.com. Definitely the address to Cafe Meson is 4631 South Kedzie, right here. So you guys can come and eat. I'm excited because I'm hungry. So I'm ready to eat some food right now and, help out.
Likewise, likewise.
Right. Ron, do you have any final thoughts?
No, thank you so much for sharing your story, for sharing your space, and hopefully we do find those 20 people for you.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you so much. And any final words that you might have for the viewers? Come eat. Come eat. Come drink. No, no, no. You've been doing great. I actually, you're one of my favorite guests because you do talk a lot. So this is great. You don't got to do a lot.
And your answers though are so thorough and hopefully actionable for the viewers if they were listening, right? Like I know
Yeah.
it's in the smack middle of the day right now. People are probably like, "Hey, I gotta listen to this
Yeah,
while
people are
at
jumping
work."
on and jumping
But
off.
this is perfect. Like you get to get in the like if you're just jumping in now or you jumped in the middle, go back to the beginning where he
Yes.
shared a lot of his story in there too. So like
Yes.
this is an episode you don't want to miss.
Yeah, no, don't miss it. Thank you so much. Again, thank you so much, Juan. I really appreciate this. Ron, thank you for sponsoring. Those that know Ron, you guys are looking for the text. You probably could say it better, your pitch. But check out chatadvice.com. He sponsored our boot camp. So, he's a sponsor for the show as well. So definitely want to make sure he gets his promo, and any entrepreneur that needs a text messaging service. I'm jumping on this. So don't get annoyed with my text messages now. Moving
We'll
forward,
show you how to do it right.
right? But definitely stay tuned for the next show. Thank you so much, everyone that's watching, and make sure if you guys are watching, friendly reminder, mastermind for those that need accountability, right, for their businesses. We have mastermind in Lombard, Illinois, so I'll be putting the information. You can come out tomorrow night, break some bread, maybe eat some wings. I don't know. I don't know. There's no wings there. It's an Italian restaurant, but hold yourself accountable to your goals, your monthly goals as an entrepreneur. And then, of course, I am right now looking for 5 ladies that want to take on my coaching program. So I've graduated maybe about 50, 60 women now within the last, I don't even remember how many years, but it's been maybe about 4 or 5 years that I've been coaching women, and it's been amazing. So I'm looking for women who really want to get their work life balance going, work on their personal life, work on their business. It's a strategic program for women on life planning and business planning. So definitely take advantage of that as well, because I'm looking for ladies who want to take that program. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. You guys have a blessed rest of your week. Thank